through this lesson, we want to understand who we are creating ourselves to be, and to know that we have power to affect, to change who we are. So if you were asked a question about who you are, what will be your definition of who you are? If someone approaches you and just asks you, who are you? How would you define yourself? Would you define yourself as a lifter or a leaner? We always hear Dr. Greg talk about this. Are you here to lift or are you leaning? Which side of the divide do you fall in? And we want to, in answering this question, to look at these things I would say, this quote. I am who I am. I will become who I choose to become. I am what I am, and I will be what I will be. I create whatever I create. Or I am the existing one, or I am the thriving one. We can choose or decide who we are. Like we always say, everything about this life boils down to us, because we have the totality of power to determine what we do with it, with our lives. Nobody will live your life for you. You won't live mine, and I won't live yours. I mean, as we learn this teaching, we learn how to apply it to our lives. And again, like we always hear Dr. Greg talk about what his mom always tells him, it's entirely up to you. It's entirely up to you what you decide to be. It's entirely up to you what you create your I am to be. And we know that this is its deep sentence because it summarizes the truth that we have this enormous treasure waiting to be discovered. I mean, the most important work is the self-discovery. Knowing who you are and me knowing who I am. Because when we discover ourselves, we'd understand and be able to answer that question, who you are. Again, we also say, make this statement that I am the one I have been waiting for. Your expansion, your growth, your moving forward or not moving forward is dependent on you. Everything within you, outside you, is waiting for your manifestation. And when you discover, do that self-discovery, you find out that you begin to manifest who you have come here to be. And it says that I am is the most powerful command statement there is. It frees you to be who you desire to become whenever you exercise the authority and the power that is within. And when we unite with it and allow it to walk through us, who are you? Who will you define yourself to be? Are you the I am that changes with every situation? Or are you the I am that understands who you are in this and your connection with this creative intelligence? It's also a statement that is to empower us or disempower us. So we want to be careful always what we have or we put after the I am. Because like we always said, the universe is constantly waiting to manifest anything you put out. So if you're new here, you will learn that our words are powerful. So what do you say that you are? Many of us are committed to being much more mindful of what we think and what we say. We had lessons here that talk about our thoughts are creative. Yes, there are thoughts, and when we put our thoughts into action through what we say, the universe is just there waiting to manifest what we say, what we will put out to it. And it isn't just what we say, like I said, it's also our thoughts as well. They matter. Thoughts are creative, our thoughts are powerful. Everything starts in the mind before we speak it out. So for today's lesson, I suggest that you think about what you are, not just thinking about it, what you are and what you want to be. If you're constantly worrying about or even thinking about the negative things, you find out that you create that and you speak that. So we want to do a little assignment later on. When you write the I am, ... what do you fill it with? In your mind, when you say I am, what is the other thing? Are you whole? Are you complete? And we can say stuff like, I am supplied and supported. I am the fullness of Godhead. What are you feeling your I am? Do you feel it with, oh, I tried this a number of times, I've failed? Do you say such things about yourself? Because when you say, the universe waits to put it to action. It responds to everything, your thoughts and your action. It doesn't matter what you say. You can't be saying something else and be expecting another result. From the scriptures, we see things like, I am the head and not the tail. In every situation, I must come out victorious. Do you tell yourself that? Do you declare that that's who you are? I only go up and not down in life. So even when things are not moving the way you want it, what do you say? We often talk about seeing the good in all situations. And by that, we mean there will be times when it's not good, there will be times when it's ugly. In times of good, bad, and ugly, what do you see? Do you see the light? It takes you going into yourself to know that you are one with God, you're one with this creative intelligence, to always look out for the good. I am the head and not the tail. I know I always tell myself this. I would always come out victorious. I am whole and complete. And I tell myself that this body, this temple, is one with God, is one with spirit, and no infirmity, no sickness can successfully live within this temple. I say that, I declare that, because I know who I am. So anything contrary to who I am, I also speak it out and take it out of who I am, because that's not who I am. And just like India Reese sang in a song, that we often listen to this song, I am not the mistakes that I have made. Powerful statement. This is not who I am. It's a disclaimer. I'm not that. Even if I'm going through that, this is not who I am. I know I am going through it. Or I'm not any of the things that caused me pain. It's not who I am. It's not who I want to create myself to be. It's just a phase, and I'm going through it with my head up. And he says, I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. Nobody ever promised you that the road will be easy. We say that through it all, we are trusting that everything would work out for our own good. And there's this popular saying from a famous boxer, Muhammad Ali, and I like this so much. With so much confidence, he says, I am the greatest. And he says, I say that even before I knew I was. Because it takes you knowing who you are to know who you will become, because you declare things into being before they happen. You're knowing that you would always come out victorious. It's only a phase. It's passing. I will come out of this because I know who I am. What about walking with such conviction and assurance with the activities, all the things that pertain to life? And that is what we always want to bring out to ourselves through this teaching. To know who you are, to know the power that you have available to you, that you can use. And we are learning also through this teaching that we are one with the one that rules over our being. We are one with the creative intelligence. Whatever power that resides with the creative intelligence, we have that power. My dad, when we were growing up, would always tell us we are dovetailed with this power, with this source. We are dovetailed. There's no space in between. Whatever exists with divine, you have. You're spark of the divine. We all have it. Our only work is to go in and discover that discovery and discover who you are. And we also, through this teaching, know that our soul work is a self-discovery. You do not control, you do not rule others. And we always want to release the need to do this, because that will make you a more peaceful person. And we know that everyone is an individualization of God. And that's why we say namaste. We salute the divine in you, and you salute the divine in me. Everything created has this divinity manifesting within it. And we know that we are at the right place doing the best that we can any given moment. And life is perfectly unfolding in everybody, in all people, in all places. Everything is working out for our own good in every situation. We know that. And when we know that, what does it happen? It makes us not to worry. I mean, you all say it, we all say it. Everyone is where they are by the right of their consciousness. And we are constantly changing, we are evolving, trust life, and know that others are moving forward in their own time and in their own way. We are not here to judge or control. We are here to love and to lift. All of life is about growth and expansion. And basically what we do through our lessons is to remind ourselves of this truth, of who we are, of who we have been created to. Sometimes things happen and we forget. When we don't often hear this, we forget. But what we, like we say, is a game we play, forgetting, remembering and forgetting. And we're here to transform lives for empowered living. It's when we know who we are and who we have come here to be, then we can live the empowered life, where you control situations around you for yourselves. And by that, I mean, you know who you are. Anything that is not working for you, you let that go. And you allow the things that give you life into you. Just like Louise says, we are 100% responsible for our lives. And through this, she wasn't suggesting that we are to blame for anything or we've done any wrong thing, but everything that we see, it's about our consciousness. And it's everything about life we see in our lives is a reflection of our consciousness all the time. It has nothing with being right or wrong. We may be, again, in different levels of consciousness at different times, but what we want to always work towards is to be moving forward. Our classes here, our teaching says for us to raise our consciousness. And when we do this, we would always want to be seeing things from moving from good to greater good all the time. And again, like we say, whatever you put your energy, you see. If you constantly look for good and greater good, you see that you attract that. You can choose to be happy, sad, angry, and at peace. Whatever state of being I am determines the state of conditions you attract. So if I elevate my state of being to one of acceptance and harmony, I'll be at peace with whatever that occurs. And what does this mean? When we are centered in the God awareness, there is very little that would take us or you off course. If deep at the center of your being, you know it's an infinite well of love, peace, harmony, grace, abundance. Even when things are working contrary, you're focused on who you are. And we say stuff like attracts like. Life mirrors our consciousness. So if, like I said earlier, we elevate ourselves and within us we are in acceptance and harmony, we will attract that wherever we go. The things that resonate within us, we have a tendency to attract or demonstrate. Again, we can also control to some extent what we allow to come within us. If we are constantly hearing good news, great things, the tendencies that would attract that. So if we have anything that doesn't make us feel good, we move away from those things. We don't listen to bad news if we can. And if we are truly committed to being peaceful, for example, this will lead to an expanding circle of peace and peaceful people around us. Just the thing we say, if you smile, you get a smile back. Smile. Don't you know that God, the universe, loves you? Anytime you smile, you get a smile back. It might not be directly to the person you gave it to. It might come through a cat, a dog, or something else. Like I said, self-discovery is the most important thing, and we want it to be in the now moment. We talk about having so much power when we are in the moment. And just like Louise here rightly said, I said this earlier, that deep within us is such power at our disposal. It gets, it's just a case of someone having so much resources and wealth, and you're dying in penury. You have so much available to you, but we don't even use it. And we don't use it because we don't know about it. And that's why each time we try through these classes to tell us who we are. Because when you know who you are in God, in this creative intelligence, you can begin to walk in that. And we always say that who you are now is the decision you made yesterday and the days before. And who you'll become is the decision you make now. What decision are you making in light of this teaching, in light of this understanding, of this knowing of who you are, of the resources available to you? Are you putting it to use for your own good? And we know we have power to choose what the I am is in our life. I am light. I am power magnified. I am complete. I would always come out victorious. You can create what your tomorrow will be if you understand who you are and answer that question of who you are and fill that space. Even things are not working well, everything is working out for my own good. I am whole. I am healed. Even when we are not feeling well, we can declare that continuously until we feel it, because we have power, the same power you have, I have. I am healed. You can say it 1,000,000 times. Keep saying it to yourself, and you'll see it manifest, because there's so much power with your words. It carries enormous power. I am whole, I'm complete. I am wise. I know that I know that I am that I am. And that means that you are reigniting your connection with divine source. And when you know that every other thing around you changes, but the I am remains constant. I am power. I am bold. I am courageous. You can do all things. So it's your decision to either be the I am the thriving one, or I am the one that is struggling to get by. It's your decision. The thriving I am, you know what, understands the power available and can be used, knows how to use it. The struggling one, or the one that just barely exists, the existing I am, allows itself to be tossed around by externalities outside itself. For example, when people say things about you, or you hear things in the news or gossip or every kind of thing, you end up becoming the circumstantial I am. Or they say this happens and you tilt to that. Or they say if you get to this level, this will happen to you. Oh, that's always happened, is the trend, so this will happen to me. You're affected by everything you hear. Meanwhile, we are supposed to know who we are and be directed by that understanding and that power with the connection we have with the Great One, with the Source, with the universe, with God. That is fundamentally who we are. We are not dependent. We are not ruled by circumstances. We are not controlled by the crowd. We are controlled by an understanding of who we are. So what is the I am -- for you? Like Ernest Holmes will always say, there is power for good in the universe and you can use it. Are you using that power available to you? And here is the thing for the person that is practicing this teaching and embracing it, and embracing the thriving I am. They understand that there is power at the center of their being, and they know how to quiet themselves and commune with it. We learn how to go within. We always say, in quietness and in confidence shall your strength be. There's so much treasures within you waiting discovery. We each have an internal guidance system. You can think of it as an inner sanctum or a sacred place. We all have that, and we can all go within and pull that up. As you learn to go there and commune, you will find wisdom, revelation, new thoughts, ideas, peace, clarity. You're looking for ideas, you're looking for maybe business growth. Go within, you'll discover it. You're in a quagmire and looking for direction, go within, quiet yourself. There's clarity within. And quietness, there's so much clarity. You and God alone, you and yourself within alone. There's so much clarity. And when we say that I am, we are reaffirming our oneness with spirit. Like I said earlier, when you understand the I am, that I am, you will know that that's a constant. And that will always remain a constant, and every other thing around changes. But it takes you knowing to hold on to that. Deep at the center of our being, within us, we have so much power. Like I said earlier, every other situation will change for good because you're stepping into a realm of creation. We are co-creators. I am that I am is also a statement of faith and a reminder that we are created for greatness. Whatever the divine is, you can manifest. These works that I do, greater will you do, because you have everything that you need. You have every power within you. We just need to understand it and step out. Put it to use. We always talk about practice, and there's a statement, practice makes perfect. You keep putting it to faith, trying it, and you understand how it works, the operations of the Spirit. And again, I am, it's also a reminder of who we are, knowing that we are one with all-knowing omniscience, we are one with omnipotence, all-powerful, and we are one with omnipresence. It's everywhere. It's working through you and through me 24/7. It doesn't sleep or slumber. It's 24/7. You know, when we say our YouTube TV is 24/7, it's more like operating like the spirit now, because spirit's activity is 24/7, is accessible every time. Again, from India, he says, I am light, I am divinity defined. One thing I want us to do is when we, at our time, quiet time, anytime, you write the I am and fill it with the things that you are. Are you the city on a hill that will show the light? Are you supplied and supported? And there's this quote that I got from Dr. Grayson, and it says, I am before, during, and after all conditions. I am a constant that is never altered by the temporal. I am. And there's something Dr. Greg often says, I am as God created me, in the light, the love, and in the glory. Again, who are you and who am I? I said it earlier, I am is the most powerful statement there is. And if you know who you are, that you're a spark of the divine, and you're complete, you're whole, you're lacking nothing, what do you declare to yourself that you are? I said earlier that whatever we are today is what we have declared or sown yesterdays or yesteryears that we see today manifest. So what you will be tomorrow is what you feel in that space as who you are. Do you let your circumstances determine who you are? Do you let what you hear from the media or people around you determine who you are? If it gets misty and noisy within you, declare it out. Go into wherever is quiet. You can scream it. Say who you are. Say it loud. Declare it into your being. Declare it. Say it until you begin to manifest that. And if you have forgotten, we gather here every week to remind you that you are the I am that I am. You are powerful. You are one with God. You are one with the creative intelligence. You are one with power. And everything you need is within you. It's not outside of you. And in this teaching, we want to get to that level of being. Not just saying, we want to be able to live it. Let it be part of who we are. That's the essence of the whole teaching. Where we wake up and we know who we are. In every situation, we know who we are. That we are whole, we are complete, we are thriving. Not we thrive sometimes. We're thriving always. Because even in the situations where things don't seem like you're thriving, you know you're coming out of it. I mean, it's in your DNA to thrive. So anything contrary is not who you are. And when we come to this realization, then we are living the affirmative life, seeing the good in all situations. Then the truth of I am becomes real and can change our lives. So this whole lesson is to remind us who we are. And like I said, it's self-discovery, and want everyone in your time to feel in I am what you want to be. You create who you want to be with your thoughts, with your actions, with what you say. And when we understand this, then we are at a place of power and knowing that all is well. And if all is well, then you do not have to worry about a thing. You can say to yourself, I got this. And indeed, you have it. And we're able to trust God and trust the process of life, knowing that it unfolds perfectly. We learn not to control, but we accept situations as they unfold. So in conclusion, for this evening, it's important we make this conviction that we will continually stay the course, always focusing on the truth of who we are, and continually remind ourselves who we are and our connection with this creative intelligence, with God, with the universe. The I am that I am, which is constant and never changing divine in us, and that we are part of it. Everything changes, but the I am that I am does not change. It's divine. So whenever we are faced with any challenge, irrespective of how big or small, we want to know and remind ourselves of who we are, that we are and we have the I am realization, which is of great power, and we can always use it. It's available.